What's going on, YouTube fam? Baby Yoda and I are on duty together today to share with you 5 ways to know if your date is going extremely well. And, this video is a surprise video. I kind of hinted at it in the last vid. But, yeah, this is like a fun content vid that came to my noggin. And you know, I'm in New York City, you guys, so dating here is literally drives me up a wall, dating here. The dating scene here. And here, the very last page out of all the notes. I've been doing some writing today, that's good. The first sign that your date is going very well is that you two are mimicking each other's body language. Okay, my coffee's not as sweet as I would like it, but alas, such is the same of my love life. The second thing that you will experience if your dating and date is going extremely well, and this is a first date, by the way. When there is silence, it'll be completely comfortable. It'll be literally like, say you went out for apps and an entree, and you guys are sharing it, and sorry, I'm trying to figure out lighting because I don't normally film at this time, and you're enjoying your time with each other in all the ways where it's like, yeah, this is even great when you're not saying anything and I'm not saying anything, but this feels really, really nice, and it's like genuinely pleasant. It's genuinely pleasant to experience no talking with them. Whoever it is you're on a date with. Whoever is lucky enough to be out with a great gal like you, or an awesome gentleman dude such as yourself. Either way, I kind of just jumped into this video without introducing myself. And so, thanks for being here. My name's Kimberly Ponce, and this is the Kimberly Ponce channel. So today's video is content for the dating scene and the dating world. You know, dating is not at all what it used to be. But I think it's like so interesting because I literally have been on a roll with going on like really awesome fun dates and having really wonderful experiences in this city. And so it's definitely doable. I think, you know, there's kind of the notion that guys here, like Manhattan men are like their own what am I even saying? Are Manhattan men slightly more abrasive than the other experiences I've had, and yeah. But that's because, you know, like, we's all tripping with 8 other million mother in the city and just stomping around. So that's how it's gonna go. And regardless of that, you can have a lot of really fun experiences dating here. I guess what I would say is that if you've thought about coming out to New York, this coffee is not at all as sweet as I would like it to be. Well, can't get what you want all the time. So the third thing, I don't even know what I was gonna say. Let's hold on. Let's not move on to the third thing just yet. I think I was gonna say something along the lines of like, you know, these are the end times, but it doesn't mean that there isn't still hope. Oh yeah, and if you are somebody who's wanting to come to New York and you've thought about it, you're not sure, I will just preface the rationale for you, if I may, in that it is something that you think you have thick skin before you come here and live here and try and, you know, do all the things like healthcare and career and love life and something as simple as moving about in the world and ordering food. It's all a different ballgame here. You know, any big city, of course, but you're really messing with the whole capital of the whole entire world in New York City, because it's so international. So it's something to keep in mind, that it will continue to kind of thicken your skin for you. That's kind of like an awesome symptom, in fact, of living here, or city living, like a symptom, a side effect, something that just kind of rubs off on you as more time goes on and you live here. Like, it's not that people lose their ability to be warm. It's just, imagine having to say good morning, like, to 1,000 cousins. Like, say you had, like, you love your family and, you know, everyone's like in it together, but like you get like you just don't have the same energy output to like practice that convivial generosity, hospitality, like that you might see in the South, for example. So just kind of wanted to clear the air on like some of the rap that we get as a city. There are a lot of assholes, of course, yeah, definitely. But it's like, the point of the vid is like, these are ways you can tell that your first date is going really well. And also just like, the point of this vid is don't give up hope. Just never give up hope that like you can find what it is you want to find. And if that's completely being content with yourself and just pouring love into you, then you go, sweet gal or awesome dude. As the old saying goes, you cannot love your others until you have totally loved and been able to love yourself. And you know, that's just the fact of the matter. So it can be done here. It is a little ruthless. It's a little ruthless, a little cutthroat. But yeah, dating can definitely, it's a lot of fun here. It's a lot of fun for the dating scene, but it's just something that you have to have the right attitude and energy and motivation for, because it can feel like you get put into the pit of Jonah's belly and then spit back out. And so you have to know your why before wanting to go on and first dates and stuff, and you have to know like who you are and be like secure with like what your strengths and weaknesses are, and just make sure that none of these experiences where people can be inconsiderate and abrasive and, you know, arguably callous doesn't define your experience here or your experience in as a person experiencing love. So yeah, you know, it's a really good time here in New York City in the summer. I'm really happy to be making this video. I think it's a lot of fun. And that's the point of it. It's like, let's just like have some espresso over ice. This is a dress I would wear on a date. You know, like, why not we have like a little bit of, why don't we let loose on a Tuesday afternoon? I'm already ready to pour the cognac over ice. Is it Friday yet? Oh, it's gonna be a good week. Alright, well then, the third thing that will happen if you're on a really awesome date and it's going fantastic is there will be discussion of future dates or things to do together as activities in the future. Like you'll kind of be on the first date and you're like, oh well, what's your availability like? No, that sounded like too businessy. You'll find yourself in conversation with the person you're on a date with and talking about things you can do together in the future. Like, oh man, you love to go roller skating? That's really cool. I've never gone. Oh, I actually have an extra pair of skates. Perfect. You know, you'll find yourself like naturally being more open to future dates and future hangouts with this person if you're comfortable enough with them, that the first date's going well enough, you're able to see yourself spending more time with them. That's a great sign that the date is going well. So the I would say, so like for example, when I was on my most recent date, it was like a Thursday night. It was a Wednesday night. We bowled out on a Wednesday night. That was so much fun. And it was our first date. And so we were discussing hanging out at the beach and surfing on the weekend. And so like that's like another like great example of like how the date was going so well on the first date that there was enough trust and bond formed as such to like do like a high adrenaline rush activity together. Like that's pretty wicked and adventurous, which leads me to my fourth point, that y'all's confidence levels will like be matching naturally, and that's cool. I'm not disappointed in this coffee. I was just really expecting a little bit sweeter for a little 3 p.m. lull. You know, I just need a little sweet, little sugar to spice up the blend. It's good. It's good. It's just. I went to the store specifically to get more sugar. And I thought I put enough in. It's fine. It's fine. Sometimes coffee, when it's disappointing, is like the most disappointing thing in the day. Because you really rely on your coffee to be like the thing. Okay, so y'all's confidence level will naturally match. It just will. Say they're a little cocky, you're a little cocky. Say you're both kind of more introverts, and that works out. Like read together and cozy nights in together. You could see that being the vibe. You feel like whatever you dish out, they can take it. For example, like there's that compatibility that's shared. And with the compatibility, that leads me to my last point of how to tell if you're, I'm just trying to see the time. How to tell if your date is going extremely well. Actually, I have 6 points. Okay. The fifth thing is, so there will be exchanged moments of small gestures of intimacy. And this is the 5th point. And it could be something as simple as, say you're a chick and you think it's particularly attractive when men wear watches. And you just kind of like break, you know, we all like been through middle school and high school, we all understand like the break the touch code barrier. So that's a great way to not only break the ice, but let him know that you're interested, and just like nicely touch his watch, but like kind of accidentally, more so kind of like touch his whole forearm if it's looking good in that button, collared up button shirt. You know how women love that, by the way. That's a great look on a guy. Is like the shirts, the collared button-ups that are rolled, and then it shows off men's like muscular forearms. Women love that. Women can't get enough of that. Honestly, let me tell you. So that's a great look on a guy, by the way. But that's a great way to show a small gesture of intimacy. for guys and touching girls, like the small of the back, hold off for the first little bit, and kind of wait for the right moment, so you let her know that it's something of a privilege to be able to build up to the moment to touch her, and then it's kind of, a little bit sexier, a little bit more enthralling, rather than just like somebody like constantly all up on you as soon as they meet you. Like, kind of hold off for a while, because that's kind of like a kinky, or like whatever, like that could be seen as foreplay, or whatever. Like it's a nuanced way to draw out energy. But y'all know that like touching is on the menu, because everyone knows that, obviously dating is about finding a partner. And so obviously, with that being said, I think sex is on a lot of people's minds, but that's up to each individual. Obviously, practicing safe sex, something I'd recommend, and all of that good stuff. That's up to each and every individual, how they choose to go about their personal lotus, and whether or not to blossom it with others. And everyone's sexual revolution and everyone's sexual personal journey is a very profound identity to each and every individual. And so, as long as people feel safe and respected, and consent is sexier than anything else, communication is sexier than anything else, all those good things being practiced, like it's being an adult can be very fun and worth all of the everything that we've been through, seriously, like, it's just you gotta not give up hope and just keep putting your best foot forward, meeting people. And the sixth and last final note for how to know if your first date is going extremely well is an unexpected first kiss. And it's kind of just like flowy. There wasn't a lot of like build up. I mean, maybe there was like low key build up. Maybe you kind of caught them staring at your lips, or vice versa. So there was like that kind of nuance being shared. So you thought maybe it could happen, but it's the first date. So maybe he's holding off, she's holding off, because we just, maybe it's not your first time meeting, but it is your first date. So you're like, okay, let's see. I don't want to go too fast and risk it and push it. But if you get a smoochy smooch on your first date, gal or sweet gentleman dude, you is hot pickings, baby. So, these are the ways to know, 6 ways to know if your first date is going extremely well. We'll do a quick recap, and then that will be the vid. Thanks for rocking with me today, you guys. This is a fun video, just for a little like adult, I don't know, content, like not like that, but like more adult content than anyway. The first way to determine if your first date is going extremely well is their body language. And if it's mimicking yours, you kind of notice that they're doing this, you're sitting at a bar together, they kind of practice doing this too and looking at you. There's that back and forth, and it's a comfortable space where you're literally conversing and in a very harmonic, like, social interaction, because everything is like kind of mimicked, and it's like subconscious too. We don't even realize that. Or say, for example, like my leg is crossed right now. Like if that was towards my date, like that's a sign that it is going well. Or things like that, like paying attention to body language. Like body language is very much like 70% or something like that of our communication. It's like 80%. It's a high percentage. And then the second thing is if there's comfortable silence. You'll be chilling. It'll be good. It won't be ox. It won't be no awkward turtles. And then the third is that you kind of low-key, casually mention future hangouts because you're having such a great time on the first date. Awesome sign it's going well. The fourth way is, you kind of just naturally, compatibly match each other's confidence levels. There's that compatibility. you feel like you understand each other's without even like really getting to know each other all that well. You can tell by the way they interact with others just on the first date and the way that you're asking them questions and they're answering. You can see their confidence levels. And if you feel like that's a good match for where you're at, then it's likely that you met them at the right time in life and y'all's are off to a great start. And then the fifth thing is, you'll see an exchange of small gestures of intimacy. So that could be the stereotypical like 90s movie where he like places her hair behind her ear delicately. That's like a bit much, but that's like so like it could be like a hand on the small of the back. Like that's very like courteous and gentlemanly. And it's a way that a man can show protection and intimacy, honoring that you're there with him. And then a girl can kind of show like small intimate gestures, like complimenting his watch, or like is that maybe like he has a really nice taste in t-shirts. And men have different ways of being very attractive that like it's literally how men move that's like drives me up a wall in the best way possible. And yeah, women kind of like get to rely on like accessories and like clothing and makeup and like hairstyles a lot more, but like men are naturally sexy and attractive just the way they move. Alright, so yeah, that's the vid, you guys. Thanks for rocking with me, hanging, and exploring kind of like an afternoon content idea, which is like dating in New York City. And these are 5 to 6 ways you can tell that your date's going really well. And then the sixth thing, and we'll close out the vid, is that you'll get an unexpected smoochy smooch on the la boca if your date is going extremely well. That's your first date. So yeah. Good luck out there. And yeah, peace. Have a